All right. So you sent over some really fascinating stuff on AI and water utilities. And I got to say, I'm particularly interested in this white paper from Cadium. It's I'll admit I hadn't really thought much about how AI could like revolutionize something as essential as water management, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's intriguing, isn't it? It seems like AI is finding its way into just about every sector these days. And the potential impact on water utilities, especially, I think is huge.
Absolutely. So let's get to the heart of it.
Okay.
What exactly can AI do for the water industry?
Right.
And how does that translate to benefits for utilities, both big and small?
Well, we've seen the transformative power of AI in other industries, haven't we?
Yeah.
Take McKinsey's prediction that generative AI could contribute trillions to the global economy annually.
Trillions.
Yeah.
That's a staggering number.
That's driven by massive increases in efficiency and productivity.
But do we have any tangible proof that this is actually happening? Like, is this...
There's already evidence, even in its early stages.
Okay.
A study by the Boston Consulting Group showed that consultants utilizing GPT-4 saw a significant boost in both productivity and the quality of their work.
Interesting.
It's not just about working faster, it's about working smarter.
That's pretty compelling evidence.
Yeah.
So how is this potential being translated into real-world applications within water utilities?
Yeah.
Are there any pioneers leading the charge?
DC Water is a great example.
Yeah.
They've taken a really proactive stance, establishing a community of practice to explore AI applications, creating guidelines for responsible implementation, and making sure everyone's on board.
Great.
They're treating AI as a fundamental shift, not just another tech upgrade.
I was reading about their work with Microsoft Copilot. Seems like they've already seen some impressive results there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dr. Robert Bornhofen, DC Water's Director of Innovation, has been vocal about how AI isn't just a shiny new tool, but a way to fundamentally rethink how utilities operate.
Yeah.
And they're already seeing the benefits, with Copilot saving employees significant amounts of time.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But what about those of us who aren't managing a major metropolitan water system?
Right.
Can smaller utilities realistically implement these sorts of solutions?
That's a common misconception.
Okay.
While large utilities like DC Water have the resources for custom AI solutions, smaller utilities can gain a lot from readily available tools.
Okay.
In fact, their size might make them more adaptable and faster to implement these solutions.
So how would that actually play out? I'm having trouble picturing like a small rural utility with limited staff effectively using AI.
Think about a small utility facing a water shortage during a big community event. Previously, they might have relied on expensive consultants or scrambled to make decisions with limited data.
A recipe for stress and potential disaster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But an AI-powered system like Catium could be a game changer. Imagine their operator using the AI assistant to simulate demand surges, check tank levels, and get real-time recommendations, all without needing to be an expert in hydraulic modeling.
So they can essentially like talk to the AI and get actionable insights.
Precisely. AI becomes a force multiplier, allowing smaller utilities to leverage data and make confident decisions even when facing unforeseen challenges.
Okay, I'm starting to see the possibilities here.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about a resource as vital as water, handing over control to an AI, even partially has to come with some level of concern.
You're right to raise that point. AI is still evolving, and like any powerful tool, we need to be aware of the potential risks. That's where clear guidelines for responsible implementation, as outlined in the Cadium white paper, becomes so important.
What kind of guidelines are we talking about? What are some practical steps utilities can take to manage those risks?
Think of it like setting up guardrails. For example, any AI-generated information should always be checked by a human expert before action is taken. And when choosing AI solutions, prioritize enterprise-level systems that prioritize cybersecurity and data privacy.
So a healthy balance of embracing innovation while proceeding with caution and oversight.
I like that.
It's not about blindly trusting the machines, but strategically integrating them into existing workflows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where Kadium's roadmap for AI adoption is incredibly helpful.
Okay.
It offers a framework for utilities to approach this integration thoughtfully and strategically.
All right, let's dig into that roadmap.
Okay.
What's the first step on this AI journey?
It starts with awareness and education. Both employees and leadership need to understand AI's potential and have their questions and concerns addressed before moving forward.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
People are more likely to embrace a new technology when they understand its value and how it will impact their work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then comes establishing responsible AI guidelines, which is all about developing ethical frameworks and usage policies within the utility.
So it's like setting ground rules for AI, making sure everyone's playing fair.
Exactly. Okay. From there, it's on to the needs assessment and strategy phase, where the utility identifies specific areas where AI can make the most impact.
Yeah.
I think this is where smaller utilities can really benefit.
Focusing on high-impact areas to maximize their investment.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
The next step is engaging with stakeholders.
Okay.
Getting input and buy-in from everyone, including employees, customers, and regulators, is crucial for successful AI integration.
Gotcha.
Then comes technology partnership, choosing the right providers.
So it's not just about the coolest tech, but finding a partner who understands the needs and challenges of the water industry.
Right. And then, of course, we move into the action phase with pilot projects.
Okay.
Testing AI solutions in a controlled environment helps gather data and refine strategies.
So dipping a toe in before diving headfirst?
Yeah.
Smart move.
What comes after that?
Yeah.
Once those pilot projects are successful, we move into training and development.
Okay.
Equipping employees with the skills to work alongside these new tools is essential.
Right.
And finally, we get to implementation and integration, rolling out those proven AI solutions across the organization with ongoing monitoring and evaluation to assess performance and adapt as needed.
That's a comprehensive journey. It seems like a really well-structured approach to managing the complexities of AI integration.
It's all about striking that balance between embracing innovation and managing risk.
This has been a fascinating overview. We've covered a lot of ground, from AI terminology to case studies to responsible adoption roadmaps.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling you have some more insights up your sleeve.
You know me too well. We've talked about how AI can revolutionize water management, but as it becomes increasingly integrated into such a crucial system, there are other factors to consider.
All right, hit me with those factors. What should our listeners be pondering as they process all this information?
As AI takes on a larger role in managing our water resources, a key question emerges.
Lay it on me.
How do we ensure that AI-powered systems are not just efficient, but also equitable and accessible for all?
Okay.
It's a question worth exploring further.
Absolutely. It's not just about optimizing systems. It's about creating a more sustainable and just future for everyone.
Exactly.
Great point.
And on that note, I think it's time for us to surface and catch our breath. But don't worry, our deep dive isn't over yet.
Right.
We've got more to uncover, so join us for part 2, where we'll explore some seriously impressive AI capabilities that are already making waves in the water industry.
Ooh, you've piqued my curiosity. Can't wait to dive back in.
All right.
Until next time, stay thirsty for knowledge.
Great. See ya. Welcome back to our exploration of AI in the water sector.
I'm still thinking about all the potential we uncovered in our last conversation.
Yeah.
Especially how utilities, big and small, are already putting AI to work.
Indeed. And as promised, we're going to delve a bit deeper now.
Okay.
Remember how we talked about generative AI's ability to create content?
Yeah.
It's not just about writing reports or generating images.
Right.
It's opening up some incredible opportunities in the water sector.
That was quite the cliffhanger you left us on. I'm eager to hear where this leads.
Yeah, one of the most promising areas is in training and knowledge capture.
Okay.
Think about all the expertise within a utility. Years of experience, troubleshooting skills, institutional knowledge. Right. So much valuable information that can be difficult to document and share effectively.
You're hitting on a pain point I've heard from a lot of utilities.
Yeah.
The loss of that deep knowledge when experienced employees retire can be a real setback.
Exactly. But imagine using generative AI to create a virtual mentor.
Okay.
Think of GPT-4o,
Yeah.
which can process both text and video.
Right.
What if it could observe a seasoned operator in action, capturing every detail of a complex repair process?
Right.
From the specific tools they use to those subtle, almost intuitive techniques they've developed over years of experience.
So we're talking about creating a digital legacy of expertise that's accessible anytime, anywhere. That could be a game changer.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to training new employees.
It goes beyond just technical skills, too.
Okay.
Generative AI can capture the decision-making processes, the problem-solving strategies that often aren't written down in manuals.
So it's not just learning the how, it's understanding the why behind the actions of an expert. That deeper level of understanding can be so difficult to convey through traditional training methods.
Precisely. It's about fostering a new level of comprehension and intuition.
Okay.
But I know what you're thinking. What about those smaller utilities with limited resources? They might not have the capacity to film their operators and create those complex AI models.
You read my mind.
Uh-huh.
It's great to imagine those possibilities, but how realistic is it for utilities that might not have the budget for cutting-edge tech?
That's where the accessibility of off-the-shelf AI tools comes in.
Okay.
Remember Cadium's AI assistant, Q? We talked about it in the context of simulations, but its real-time problem-solving capabilities could be a game changer for smaller utilities.
Give me a real-world example.
Sure.
How could Q help an operator in a tricky situation?
Let's say our operator, Jane, is facing a sudden pressure drop in a particular zone.
Okay.
She's ruled out recent construction or maintenance, and she's stumped. In the past, this might have meant hours poring over maps and data or calling in an expensive consultant.
Stressful and time-consuming, to say the least.
Now imagine Jane simply typing into Q.
Okay.
Hey Q, why is the pressure so low in Zone 3?
Okay.
The AI assistant can access real-time data from the network, analyze historical trends, even cross-reference weather patterns and community events, all in an effort to identify potential causes.
So Q is like a virtual detective.
Exactly.
Helping Jane solve the mystery of the pressure drop.
And based on its analysis, it can offer possible explanations of a hidden leak, a faulty valve, even an unexpected surge in demand, and recommend specific actions Jane can take to troubleshoot the problem.
It sounds like AI is taking a lot of the guesswork out of water management, enabling operators to act quickly and confidently.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Empowering utilities of all sizes to make data-driven decisions efficiently and effectively.
It all sounds very promising. But this level of AI integration does raise a question. Are we looking at a future where water utility operators are replaced by machines? I have to admit, I have mixed feelings about that.
It's a question that comes up often.
Yeah.
And it's important to address those concerns.
Right.
The way I see it, AI is about augmenting human capabilities, not replacing them.
Okay.
Think of it like this. AI can free up operators from tedious tasks, allowing them to focus on what humans do best. Creative problem solving, critical thinking, and responding to complex, nuanced situations.
So it's not human versus machine, but human and machine working together.
Exactly.
A partnership that leverages the strengths of both.
Precisely. Look at the medical field.
Okay.
Doctors are using AI for things like more accurate diagnoses and personalized treatments.
Right.
But they aren't being replaced by machines.
It's about using technology to enhance human capabilities.
Yeah.
Not make them obsolete.
Yeah.
I like that perspective. But before we get too carried away with AI's potential, I think it's important to acknowledge that there are also potential downsides to consider. What about the risks and challenges of implementing AI in the water sector? That's a conversation we need to have as well.
You're absolutely right. It's a discussion we can't shy away from. And it's the perfect transition into our next segment, where we'll delve into those potential risks and challenges.
Sounds like things are about to get real. Looking forward to unpacking those complexities. See you part 3. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into AI and water utilities.
Yeah.
We've explored the potential, the possibilities, but now it's time to get into some of the challenges and maybe even some of the concerns surrounding this technology.
That's right. While the potential benefits of AI are significant, it's crucial to acknowledge the potential downsides and approach implementation thoughtfully, especially when we're dealing with something as essential as water.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what are some of the key challenges we need to be mindful of as AI becomes increasingly integrated into water systems?
One of the biggest concerns is the potential impact on jobs.
Okay.
There's a fear that widespread adoption of AI could lead to job displacement within the water sector.
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
No one wants to see people lose their livelihoods because of a machine.
Right. But it's important to remember that AI is a tool. Mm-hmm. And like any tool, it can be used in different ways.
Okay.
It's up to us as a society to decide how we want to use this technology.
So you're saying AI doesn't have to be a job killer?
Right.
That it could actually create new opportunities?
Absolutely. Look at the emergence of entirely new fields like data science, AI development, and cybersecurity.
Okay.
As AI becomes more prevalent in water utilities, we'll likely see a growing demand for professionals with these skills.
That's a more optimistic perspective.
Yeah.
It's not about replacing human workers, but rather about adapting and preparing for a changing landscape. It's about upskilling and retraining for the jobs of the future.
Exactly. And we may even see the creation of entirely new types of jobs that we haven't even conceived of yet.
That's an exciting thought. But let's bring it back to the present. What can water utilities do right now to prepare for this AI-driven future?
The Karim white paper outlines some practical steps.
Okay.
It emphasizes the importance of a collaborative approach.
Okay.
No single entity has all the answers when it comes to AI.
Right.
Utilities, technology providers, and policymakers need to work together.
So it's about sharing knowledge, developing best practices, and creating a shared vision for responsible AI implementation.
Exactly. Transparency is also key.
Mm-hmm.
Utilities need to be open about how they're using AI, what data they're collecting, and how it's impacting their operation.
Minimum black boxes, right?
Right.
We need to shed light on how these systems work.
Exactly.
What about accountability? Who's responsible when things go wrong?
That's a crucial question. We need clear lines of responsibility and mechanisms for addressing any issues that arise. Whether it's unintended consequences, errors, or biases in the data.
It seems like the key takeaway here is that successful AI integration requires a thoughtful, collaborative approach.
Yeah.
With an emphasis on transparency and accountability every step of the way.
I think that's a great way to sum it up. We need to approach AI not with fear or blind enthusiasm, but with a balanced perspective, understanding both its potential and its limitations.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time for us to conclude our deep dive.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground, from AI terminology and real-world applications to the ethical considerations and the importance of responsible implementation.
It's been a fascinating exploration, and I hope our listeners come away with a better understanding of this transformative technology and how it's shaping the future of water management.
We've certainly only scratched the surface. The field of AI is constantly evolving, so I encourage everyone to stay curious, keep learning, and continue asking those critical questions.
Absolutely. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it insightful, thought-provoking, and maybe even a little bit inspiring. Until next time, stay hydrated and keep those minds engaged.